Welcome back, everybody. How's it going, crew?
Hello. It's going good.
It's going very good.
How we doing? We surviving? Surviving the week?
It's
One way
snowing
to put it.
again.
Second winter arrived here as well. Yeah, we got nailed.
Whoa. We just have a little.
Yeah, we have more snow now than we've had all winter. And it was all gone in town before.
I mean,
So,
it's
yeah.
getting to be hot again here, but it's also cold again. I don't know how it's doing this.
Yeah, we're like summer and winter are currently locked in an eternal battle. Spring is out of the picture. Spring was outed from Texas like several years ago.
Yeah.
So right now we're just locked in that battle between summer and winter, and summer will win here in a second.
I think that is what spring is.
No.
Big lie.
See,
Yeah.
spring is a season for y'all. Spring is like a day or two for us.
Yeah, I think we got 7 inches of snow, and it had rained for like 2 days before that. So we got a nice thick ice layer underneath it. So
Nice.
yeah, the highway was closed between home and work for a few days there. Got a couple days off.
Nice.
First day back in this morning, and it was good. Had a few people come in that were like, "Yeah, we put our summer tires on," and it's like, yeah, it's a little early for that. But what can
I
you
put
do?
my summer tires on.
Yeah, that's bold. That's
So-
bold.
Yeah, I put my summer tires on. It snowed a little bit, but it was gone within a couple hours. So
Yeah, I don't think this is lasting. Better not last. It was 70 2 days ago.
yeah, it got up to 80 on Friday.
Yeah. Dang.
Crispy.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah, we're not that warm.
But yeah, it's good to talk to y'all. Last week we didn't meet up. No,
Whoops.
it's I'm not gonna point out anybody. It's fine. But we're gonna quickly get into it because we will we need to talk about level 10s because that's what's really important. We're at the what do you call this? A keystone moment. This is the last level for you all. We're at the tail end of the adventure. You're at the most powerful you're going to be. This is it. This is it, folks.
I like that's the most ominous way you could have phrased that. It's the most powerful you're going to be. Now you die.
I mean, you'll get some magic items or magic monster parts, but as far as your class abilities, you get your keystone abilities here.
You know, normally I'll go first here, but I took the controversial choice to multi-class at level 10. No. Yeah, no, level 10's great.
I gave up my class keystone ability to take a dedication.
Yeah, I took, I decided to take the bard dedication for these final couple fights.
With your
Nothing.
dumb stat and charisma.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? Intelligence is lower than charisma. I'm a
Does-
kind of likable guy.
Does Saba need a instrument or does he just do like a bullfrog thing?
He does the
Uh,
Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The thing with his performance is he's really good at building drum sets, but he doesn't know how to play them.
He's got like the impressive Mike Mangini ass drum set with
Yeah.
2 separate chairs in it.
He's the ultimate roadie.
Oh, that's a good Tenacious D song, Roadie.
The ultimate roadie. Or roadie. Oh. I haven't heard much of Tenacious D. I need to change that.
You should check out the song Roadie. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Classical D. But yeah, since I decided to make a joke, I will talk about Zaba's 10. It's pretty good. As I am the godliest amongst the party, I can now walk on water, which is cool. I am extra good at killing mages, as I took Silencing Strike. You know, my hit points are pretty good. You know, I didn't quite break 200 as I was hoping, but it's not too far off. And then what else is exciting? You know,
renewed vigor.
Yeah, renewed vigor. I can do things to get some hit points back, which is great. I need to reread that one.
Yeah, because you can heal yourself, and now you got renewed vigor.
Oh yeah, my full spellcasting unlocked? Nope.
Yeah. So when you rage, You get temp HP. How much temp HP do you get?
Oh, that's a good question.
When you get it, because I wonder if when you get temp HP, do you break 200?
Level plus Constitution.
No. Okay, so 10 plus your con modifier.
Yeah,
No,
close.
so not quite. Not quite. You get really close.
Insultingly close.
All right. Who wants to go next? Oh yeah, we also added Sonic to your hammer.
Oh yeah, my hammer now swings with the force that it always should have.
It has a bedazzled Sonic the Hedgehog on the side of it. That's how it does more Sonic damage.
Oh no.
Way past cool.
Your
I'd
enemies
like to,
feel that as they get squished.
Like the creepy Sonic, like before they changed them for the movie. Like this Sonic version 1.0.
Yeah, like a sticker. One of the few surviving merch items from Sonic.
That's just the Grim Reaper as it comes down upon you.
Imagine that being the last thing you see as you're about to get smushed.
I hate that. That's terrifying.
The first version of the movie Sonic.
That's actually, I think, a fate worse than death. I'll go next since I've spoke up. Yeah, so Timothy got a little bit stronger finally after this adventure. He now has a +1 to strength. Thank God. I also have a few things that obviously happened for me. With Timothy, one of the archetype feats that I picked up was magical knowledge, meaning that my spell oh my gosh, I just had it pulled up.
Occultism.
Occultism has now become expert. So now I'm good at occulty shit. I also picked up the skill feat of Bon Mot, and I am hoping and praying to God that is going to become useful for this upcoming fight. And I also picked up the class feat of Fly on Shadowed Wings. So basically, my apparition kind of for 10 minutes will allow me to fly, but as a result, I can't use them during those 10 minutes. And then afterwards, they just come back. It is going to be sick. And also, I got a new spell, but I won't tell you what it is.
I'm not telling.
Yeah, she's keeping it from me too.
I texted you. I told you, did I not?
Maybe. I forgot what it was though. So
I'm going to message it to you then, I guess, Jason.
It's going to be a surprise to me.
Oh my God.
Decided to forsake a level 5 spell and instead just has prepared an extra first level hideous torture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, torturous trauma.
Yeah. That's a cantrip, man. I just blast that.
Grip it and rip it, dude.
Yeah, grip it and rip it. Fuck yeah, brother.
Fire away.
I'm so glad that you guys are tickled by that. That's not even my own. That's a fucking McElroy Boy special. And I just like stealing their shit sometimes. And that's that.
All right, Jackson, what you got?
All right, so Vesuviac has become a big boy now. Well, kind of, at least. For feats, I got 3 of them. So for a class feat, I ended up getting Heroic Recovery as an additional class feat for 10th level. So whenever I heal something, they also get a speed bonus if I use the heal spell. They also get a +1 status bonus to attack rolls and to damage rolls. This is a spell shape though, so if I do choose to use that, it does require me to use an extra action to cast my heal spells.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 action heals, but a lot more benefit. I also got an upgraded Mercy, so now I have Greater Mercy of Grace, which means that I now can assist with Immobilized, Restrained, and Slowed on top of Clumsy, Grabbed, and Paralyzed that I got with the original Mercy of Grace. So I've got a lot of condition coverage now. I have Advanced First Aid, which also lets me stopping a frightened or sickened condition. And I got extra spell slots. So I have an additional 5th rank spell, which I have decided to, slot in Divine Immolation for, because that might be important later.
Ooh.
Maybe. I don't know. Who's to say?
Nice, dude.
The Shell Behemoth could just be a giant big weenie. We'll find out.
Divine Immolation.
Yeah, it's just a badass name of a spell.
Oh, like
Really
the
not
like
take
the dumpster fire that was behind Remy's in the French
Oh my
Plaza
god,
at Epcot.
yeah.
This has been your Disney talk from the Disney nerds here at the 25 North podcast.
It will happen again. This is a threat and a promise.
Yeah. I mean, you get
I-
Lunar and I on the show together. We're going to talk Disney at some point.
It's going to happen eventually.
I was listening to an interview earlier with a former Disney Imagineer, and they were saying that every Disney ride somehow has a tie to death.
That
As-
tracks.
Yeah.
That tracks.
I don't
Yeah.
disavow it.
Yeah. And it just made me wonder where the tie is. I've never been to the world of the Disney or the land, so I have very little knowledge other than that it looks really busy there.
I've
It
been
is.
to both. I actually used to go to Disneyland all the time because my grandfather actually did some stuff for Disneyland and Disney World, actually.
Had that season pass action.
No, he just knew everybody, and they were like, fucking get in here, you. Bring your granddaughter along. We
Yeah.
like her.
Nice.
Yeah, Lunar had that
Man.
insider employee
Big
position.
Thunder Mountain Railroad Company. Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because it's all about like the mining
Yeah.
that behind building the railways. Yeah.
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 Tom Sawyer Island. Okay. Yep. I can see
What
that.
What about It's a Small World After All?
I mean, it's a small world after all. You turn around, you'll find something there that you don't want to see.
I mean, Haunted Mansion's obvious.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, the queue of Haunted Mansion is all about finding out who got murdered and how.
Yeah.
Like you're standing in line, there's a whole riddle about who got murdered and how.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just something interesting. But that's my input on the Disney talk. Look at me go.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I'm so proud of you.
I had something today.
There you go.
More than
I
just
give
and
you
it
a
wasn't-
gold sticker. Good
And
job.
it wasn't that I watch animated movies when they come out.
It's okay. I'm bad.
I haven't
watching
even
those.
been doing that.
Big shock.
Well, it's not
Wow.
only it's not only that, but the recent Disney movies to have come out have been kind of stinkers. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can't think
I
of
don't know. I
anything.
really liked Coco. Coco was the shit, dude.
Oh, Coco was awesome.
Oh, Coco was
No, no,
great.
no,
I'm
that
talking
was
like
great.
2024,
That's
25.
The live action animated
Oh,
dumpster
gotcha.
Yeah.
fires that we've been
Well,
getting from Disney.
What did we even get in the past couple, like
we
from
just
the
got
past year? animated?
Mufasa.
We also just had Snow White.
Which was
Yeah,
which was like the biggest flop Disney's ever had.
Yeah,
Okay.
they should have
What
let
about
the
their
sacred things
animated
stay sacred.
offerings? What, Moana
Disney's-
2?
Yeah, but except all right, hi, I'm coming with this one. So Moana 2, technically, do you remember those movies that were the the
Direct to DVD.
direct to DVDs? But it was for a TV show that never happened. That's Moana 2, guys.
Yeah,
Here's a fun fact.
doesn't surprise me. It's
here's
also
a
based on folklore, so
Here's a fun fact. The Goofy movie was made by the direct-to-DVD team as an original movie by the direct-to-DVD team, but that became a cult hit.
I
I
think
love
it's
the
the best
biggest
movie
cult
ever.
hit ever.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best movies ever to be made.
I've watched the Goofy movie within the past month.
Goofy movie is one of the most underrated Disney movies of all time. It's so good.
It's so good. I would say it's honestly right up there with Treasure Planet as some of like my favorite animated movies that they've had.
Yeah, that early 2000s, late 90s stuff really slapped.
The music is so good in Goofy movie.
I will say this movie talk did remind me of a very interesting observation that I found out about very recently, where if you take a look at the top like 13 films that were in the box office for 2025, all 13 of them are sequels in one form or another.
This year so far?
Oh, fucking bummer.
In 2024, yeah.
Oh, in 2024. Okay.
Yeah, so last year.
Hippie.
All
Interesting.
13.
Interesting. All right.
Just in case.
Rachel.
Yeah.
So
I have to do
So-
my level up.
yeah, you're level 10.
Very well.
Very well.
I took very well.
Very well.
I've now won the "Don't Talk Long Enough to Go Last" contest. So, it's my secret contest I'm always playing. I took precise debilitations so that when I remember to do that, I will actually do even more cool stuff.
Can I ask a
And-
question?
What?
When do you actually get debilitations?
When do I get to do debilitations?
No, when does the rogue
Oh.
actually get debilitations?
Level 9. I've only forgotten it for one level.
Okay.
I did it like twice, so it's basically on top of my class, I think. Yeah. And then I took Tumbling Opportunist so I can trip people with my acrobatics once in a while, and Skeptic's Defense so I can disbelieve basically once a day. And an increase in diplomacy, because I'm pretty sure that we can just talk our way out of this end of the world situation. We don't need fancy spells and shit. Just say no thank you, and they'll stop killing us.
I took Skeptic's Defense in one of my games where I'm a player, and it actually came into play, and it actually succeeded. It was very cool.
Was that my game?
No, it wasn't a game.
Okay. I was like, I don't forget that already.
No, we haven't played AV in a while.
It's been a month. Yeah.
All right. So last we left off, you all had a very harrowing minecart fight. Things got very dire because two of you came in very low health. And it was also a moderate rated encounter, and we all know how the two crew handles moderate and low level encounters.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Did we die? No.
Which is why I think you guys are going to breeze through these next few encounters, because they're severe encounters, and we know how you handle them. There's just Zaba and Syl crit, and they don't stop critting, and that's how the fight ends.
I wake up on people who decide to fall asleep.
Sometimes.
And, but yeah, so after that, Peerless Ruby met up with y'all and turns out that they are not an eternal dragon. They just like gallivanting around as a small-sized dragon. And hey, you climbed up on their back and she took you all to Rumplank. And that's where we pick up now, as she flies you all to the king's castle in Rumplank. The king and queen meet you right outside the courtyard of the castle, as crowds rush forward to meet you, enveloping you in a barrage of anxious questions about the people who you went off in search of. Everybody's just pelting you. Have you found them? Where are they? Is the prince okay? Is the princess okay? Yada yada yada. But as soon as you jump off Peerless Ruby's back, the king and queen enter into the courtyard, and you can hear the king shout out, all right, settle down now, settle down. Let them through. And the crowd parts ways as the guards kind of with their spears and their glaives kind of start moving the crowds and parting them, letting the king and queen through. They struggle to be but still the crowd is just loud and raucous, and they struggle to be heard. The king and queen struggle to be heard over the din of the crowd, and Peerless Ruby lets off this terrifying roar, and at that the crowd just silences, and the king finally speaks up. Okay, please tell me, have you come back with good news?
I think Vesuviac is just going to look up and mince 0 words and just say, we are going to be under attack here very, very soon. We need to start defending the city and getting reinforcements and defenses built up right away. There's an entire army coming and a behemoth on its heels. Prince Kalupi is leading the charge against us.
Yeah, that guy he is a bad guy, I'm sorry to say. I know he's hard on parents, but he is up to no good, I tell you this.
Oh,
I see. Well, okay. Well, I think this is a conversation best had in private. Let's go into the castle and please join us.
And at that, the king welcomes you in through the castle gates, into the castle courtyard, and the courtyard of the castle itself, behind the barricades, behind the gates. And as you walk in, Peerless Ruby kind of shifts down into her smaller size that you're more familiar with at this point, follows you in as well. The queen turns to you once the gates have closed and the doors have been barricaded. Please, can you tell us, our children, the princess, is she okay? And what happened to the other victims?
The princess was taken with Galoopi on top of the shale behemoth. I don't know what his plans are with her. I guess my immediate guess is to either try and convince her to join him or force her through mind-controlling type means. As for the other people, they were used as sacrifice to summon the behemoth.
What this behemoth, is that what caused these earthquakes that we all felt here?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, man.
That's utterly terrifying. They shook the entire island. What can you're saying the cult is planning an attack? They're coming here to Rumplank?
Yeah, they are, so we best get fucking ready.
Yeah, they have serious bond with Rumplank due to monarchy and Poppy von Barnacle and history, his whole thing. But good news is I've spent lots of time thinking about the burning city down, so I feel fairly confident in defense of city.
Okay, well, you...
I need 200 Mayan builders.
Okay, well, then...
And he turns to the queen and nods.
All right, then I think we know what our next steps are. Come, follow me, and tell me everything you know.
And as he leads you down the corridors through the castle towards a secure room, the king and queen listen attentively, reacting at first with a bit of skepticism as you tell them everything you saw and everything that you know and that you've learned from your trek through the complex down into the bowels of the mountain and everything that you saw with the cult ritual. Slowly, little by little, their faces begin to change to sorrow and then to horror as the revelations about their children, the prince and the princess, and then the revelations about the imminent invasion of Rumplank just start to pile on and pile up. After taking the moment to think, the queen tells the king, we should trust them. And the king nods and then addresses you. And you can see that as he turns to you, there's tears in his eyes.
It breaks my heart, but we believe you completely. I believe you. We may be the rulers of Rumplank, but in dire times like these, the people look to heroes to stand as a symbol of hope, to rally them against seemingly impossible odds. You have proven yourselves time and again to be honest, to be the heroes that Rumplank needs, the true successors of Poppy von Barnacle's legacy. Therefore, we shall entrust Rumplank's future to you and give you full authority to build up our defenses and lead them against the cult's assault. May the spirit and strength of Poppy protect us all.
And then he starts pulling out ledgers and papers of all the assets and the materials and weapons, everything that he has, as he's leading you to a secure room and walking you down through the hallways and out the outdoors and leading you to a secure section of the castle. And at that point, you see this bluish purple figure swoop in from above and land in a sudden burst of air. And it appears that it's a purplish, bluish Gamayan. And then it smiles and looks right at Vesuviac, giving Vesuviac a grin before turning into an indigo dragon. And as the transformation ends, the newcomer's true form is revealed as he's been an indigo dragon, and Peerless Ruby turns to them and says, "Oh, Zanazed? It's been ages."
Ruby,
The indigo dragon chuckles to himself.
fancy meeting you here. You always did have a nose for trouble.
And then he turns to the royal couple.
Allow me to be of assistance. I, the Indigo Stranger, shall help Vesuviac here and the rest of the heroes organize their defensive strategies.
The king and queen are surprised and baffled by this sudden reveal, but at this point, it's going to take a lot more to phase the two of them, as they quickly nod their assent. And the indigo dragon turns, is like, "Vesuviac, it's been quite a while."
It has. I wasn't expecting you to show up here.
Indeed. I must say that I did know that there was quite a bit of, shall we say, some gusto in you. And I didn't expect any less.
Are you here on your own accord, or are you here on behalf of someone?
Oh, no. I'm completely of my own accord, but I assure you that I am quite familiar with what is coming our way, because I have flown my way above the southern side of the coast, and I see that there is quite the army amassing. Though I do say that we have quite a few days, give or take about a week, before they get here. So that does give us a bit of time to muster the defenses, as they say.
Do you think we have enough time to call in for reinforcements from Bluebell or anywhere else?
Well, it's funny that you say that, because it looks like there are some reinforcements on the way already. I've noticed a few ships coming in from the mainland. One flying the banner of Cheliax, and another flying the banner of the, Tessa's banner.
Should probably have closed the harbor before they get here.
I know another guy with some boats. I'll go piss in the ocean and see if I can't summon him.
I mean, were they sent here? Were they notified? We just got here and only now told the king and queen. So if they are coming now, I'm concerned that they're coming to aid a different side.
It appears that the tremors were felt from way beyond the islands.
All right, well, hopefully whatever they send is enough.
Or it could make things worse. I still think we should probably just not let them come.
At this point here, we're dealing with a spawn of Rovagug. Any help is better than no help, even if it is duplicitous in nature.
I mean, they're just trying to use some subterfuge. Then we'll be in a worse situation if we let them in.
You are in great position of power. I understand you want personal retribution. I also do not like these fucks from Cheliax, but, this is a nice place. Better not to let get crushed by big monster and let our personal prides be dealt with until battle's over, and then we sink their boats.
That, and since it is Rovagug we're working with, it's not going to stop at Rumplank. Not even close. Rumplank's going to be the first domino in a long chain.
I don't really care about elsewhere. I, could go back to Hells and, be miserable there. But I choose to just die instead.
I mean, who says that they won't try and find a way to the Hells next?
That'd be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Lots of things in Hells that eat that thing for dinner.
What's the status of our ship? Did the rest of the crew turn with Kalupi, or is the prismatic
no. The
still
rest
here?
of the crew are helping you. Are going to help you muster the defenses.
For the blood mouse. This is all back for the blood mouse, man.
I'm the one who killed that.
They don't know that.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Oh, that's right. That's true. Pinned it on Kalupi after all.
See? Set it up.
Fucking Kalupi. I still think we should take a moment and get rid of the multi-denominational pastor. I still got a bad feeling about him.
We should definitely go check on him. Yeah. Colby.
Prismatic Colby.
Well, at this point, you have a week. So mechanically how this is going to work is you have a week to muster the defenses. The king has opened up his coffers, so there is basically going to be no what's the term that John says in Jurassic Park? Spared no expense. He's going to spare no expense for mustering the defenses. You also have the special items that you have been collecting along the way to build special towers. And on top of that, as a reward for bringing back the news, the king is going to give you each one 11th level consumable of your choice from the following list as a reward. This can be Oil of Keen Edges, a scroll of a 6th level common spell, or a piece of resonating ammunition that costs 300 gold pieces in Rumplank. So one of those three.
Sweet.
Pretty neat.
Is that to each of us, or is that
Each
we
one
all
of you can
get?
take one of those three.
Okay. Time to look at 6th level spells.
Give me a
You-
gun
and you-
ammo.
You also have a week, so this assumes that during the week you are going to help muster the defenses, but that also gives you a week of downtime to retrain something. So you could look at the retraining rules, whether that's skills, feats. Yeah, I don't know about class feats because I don't think there's going to be associated class feats just for somebody to retrain you, like wizard schools and shit. But so, quick note for our listeners: the players have decided to forego the tower defense minigame. So, as such, we are taking option B in the adventure path and have chosen to narrate instead of playing out the tower defense minigame, as the tower defense minigame itself is going to take about 5 to 6 hours to play. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Corey, you
understanding.
We tried our best.
We tried, but yeah, we opted out. Can you give me the list again of things that we have available to us, or like written down somewhere? Because
Yep, so Oil of Keen Edges, a scroll of a 6th level common spell, or a piece of resonating ammunition, which is a magical item. So
resonating ammunition. I'm gonna look that up really quick.
We have time to go talk to Colby and whatnot as well, I assume.
I mean,
I don't know how seriously Zaba wants to go confront him, but
it's we get outside and Zaba gets distracted with the needs of building walls and towers, and he wants to position his throne directly in the center of like the main intersection of Rumplank itself. So yeah, he's got plans. He's forgotten about the priest unless he runs into him on the street.
he gets distracted because he's made plans on how to take over Rumplank, and that's kind of monkey brains taking over.
Yeah, well, little look behind the curtain for the listeners. Zaba's a pirate. He's always denied it, but Zaba is in fact a pirate. Always has been. So he's here for a reason, and he wanted to rob Rumplank, but he's not such a bad guy anymore because he didn't want to go to jail.
So the resonating ammunition, when you fire it, deals 5d10 sonic damage to the target.
Yeah, I want that. Give me that one, please.
With a DC 28 fortitude save.
Good.
So you gotta load it into your gun, but when you fire it, it does 5d10 sonic damage to it and each creature within 10 feet of it on a DC 28 fortitude save. All right, you want that? I'll throw that into Timmy's inventory.
Thank you. That's going to be Chekhov's missile right there, man. I don't know what to tell y'all. Chekhov's bullet.
I think I figured out what 6th level spell I'm going to take as the scroll.
All right, let me throw. Hold on. Okay. What do you want?
All right, now as much as dragon form is everything that Vesuviac wants in a spell, we're going to go with Field of Life, as that is going to be more useful.
There you go. I threw that in your inventory.
Thank you.
I already threw a bottle of the oil in mine.
Okay. Zaba, what do you want?
Zaba's going to think on it throughout the first couple days of the week, and then come back around to it.
I'm guessing it's going to be the oil, honestly.
Yeah, I need to look at it.
Because you have to have the ability to cast spells to do it off a scroll, right?
Unless you have
the trick magic item.
Unless you have the trick magic item. Basically, it gives your weapons the keen rune. Attacks made with this weapon are a critical hit on a 19 on the die as long as the result is a success.
Okay.
So it's basically the same as keen.
Yeah, I'll grab that.
Okay, let me quick throw that into Zaba's.
Is Juan with Tessa? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he's part of Juan's. Juan's part of Tessa's crew.
I guess her ship can live then.
Oh boy, it's too bad that 6th level spell wasn't actually called Shipwreck. Shipwreck.
Okay. So do you guys want to go? Did you do anything during your downtime? Does anybody do any retraining or anything?
I'm not going to do a retraining, but I definitely want to consult with Zaba about some plans for the defenses at some point. So I don't know if you want to do retrainings first.
I don't have any retrainings planned.
Same.
I didn't know if you wanted to up your diplomacy to expert or anything. Timothy.
I mean, I don't know what I could even take that from,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I suppose.
Plus, also, I'm I'm trained with it. Everything else kind of needs to be what it is.
I'm a master in diplomacy, so party-wise, we're covered.
Yeah.
Well, it was more for Bonmo.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Fuck. I mean, I'm a plus 16 diplomacy. But
Yeah, that would just make you plus 18, so it's just 2 off, so it's not
I mean, I guess I could take it away from intimidation, but I'm also need intimidation, so no. I need to make people pee their pants.
All right. Cool. All right, so Yeah.
So yeah, a few days before, once we know where people are getting stationed, I definitely want to seek out Zaba
Yeah.
as he's planning the defenses.
Well, before that happens, as you finish gathering resources and artisans, the Indigo Stranger swoops down. The situation is even worse than we expected, I'm afraid.
I mean, the giant monster coming through a city is not a bad enough one as is.
Well, it's more than an army of cultists. They've recruited various other monsters. And as the undead behemoth you mentioned marches on to the city, it's begun to consume everything in its path and spit out undead soldiers to increase their numbers. Not only that, they split up and appear to be sending some of their forces around to encircle the city and attack on all sides. The king and queen were wise to bring in the farmers and nobles and abandon their outlying areas. The most we can defend is Barnacle Bay, Barrel Square, Claw Quarter, Old Rumplank, and Rose Water. If we can do so successfully, that will still save the vast majority of the city. The one thing we have in our favor is time. I'm sure they weren't expecting you to see their armies and return so quickly to the city. And I bet they're furious about that. Their armies can't move quickly through the jungle or the desert. And they're taking their time to build up their forces by convincing, coercing, or mind-controlling even more monsters for their cause. That should give us plenty of time to build up our defenses so long as we have the resources. Their army is just too large and the behemoth too strong, so sending forces outside the city to harry them would amount to nothing more than a suicide mission. It's up to you to build up the defenses in the 5 different regions of the city, and personally I think some basic walls or defenses to slow them up are a good start, and then load up with as much offense as you can bring to bear. But there are doubtless other strategies as well, and you should choose one that well suited to the special resources you acquired. Think carefully about where you want to build up, what kinds of defenses.
My friend, I have been thinking about both land and sea siege of city for nearly 2 years, and you swoop out of sky after we already tell them that behemoth is coming. I appreciate input, but can you make trenches or, cast great burning swaths upon forest upon their entry?
I will do what I can from the sky, but like I said, the army is massive. I am but one.
Well, there's also that other dragon. Maybe the 2 of you can team up and cast super dragon team magic.
I don't think it works like that.
Hey man, I saw it in play once.
What?
They
What
could
play?
teach Vesuviac how to get big, then we could have 3 dragons.
Yeah, there we go. We can reverse the littleness. Is that the thing you do?
I mean, the severity of the situation would call for that.
Because Serenray would be like, ugh, you're supposed to be little even though you're trying to help people.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Just very hands-off.
Gods.
Yeah.
What about your god, Zaba? You said something about a vulture lady?
Oh,
Is she more
jeez.
hands-on?
She does not help. No, she just, rots corpses and,
There are
feeds the
undead here.
carrion. So
Aye.
honestly, this battle will be great homage to Mother Vulture.
So you have 5 distinct sections of the city that they're going to attack. There are 4 of you. Basically, how are you going to defend it? And let me know how, and we're just going to narrate this.
All right. Well, as much as I think it'd be fun to narrate defending the bay, I think that's probably the thing that we have to sack as players and just let the multiple pirate NPCs that we've made friends with along the way handle it.
Yeah, Juan's there. He's basically a party member still.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
handling it.
Well, between Juan, Davy
Tessa.
Jones in his now mortal form, not Poppy,
Tessa.
Tessa, whatever she's good at. We haven't actually really met her. But, she's famous, so there's got to be something behind it.
She is the pirate queen.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll fix that at the end, and there'll be a new pirate queen.
She is literally the in charge of the free captains.
Yeah. Yeah. Still could be the pirate queen. It's a thing.
The pirate monarch.
I was trying to think
yeah.
of the gender neutral. Thank you.
Right.
Thy
pirate royal.
royalness.
No,
we
Sis
just go with
decided
the
that Tess
classic-
is allowed to live, so she
Always
can
go
stay
with the
in charge.
classic Dread Emperor.
Red Emperor's pretty
Red
badass.
Emperor Sill.
Yeah, that works.
Dread captain. Dread
yeah.
pirate
Right.
Roberts.
Right.
Well, there's going to be enough boats here that you can have probably your own little fleet. I think
Hello,
Zabo.
my name is Sil.
prob- I think Zabo would probably want to take the central, like, old Rumplank. I don't think that's necessarily what it's called. It might be.
Old Rumplank, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, the central quarter. It's where he would have spent most of his time with the bars and the sailors and just the normal folks of the city.
Yeah, Sil's going to mention to Zaba that it seems unlikely that we'll be able to defend the whole city, and I've heard that the Cheliax force is going to be up in the Claw Quarter, so if you have to sacrifice somewhere on the defenses, that might not be the worst place. I mean, I'll be there to keep an eye on everything, but
From point of strategy, we burn Clockwork to Rosewater and Barrel Square to ground and super enforce Rumplank, but it may be too much to ask of King.
right, he might not want his, castle to go away, but nobody really cares about the Claw Quarter, so wouldn't be that big of a sacrifice.
Alright, so we leave Clockwork to Jelliax, and do you want to babysit Timothy? You want to help out in old Rumplank?
I think I'm going to stay in the Claw Quarter just to make sure that Lupus does as he's supposed to. But I'll be fine.
Okay, yes. Do you have potion of invisibility?
I
or-
do have a potion of invisibility, so
Perfect.
yeah.
Alright, you need help. I would say shoot flare, but I will be bathed in blood.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get back to old Rumpike if things turn sour.
Yes, flee to me and I will help face down greater foes than little crabs crawling from seashore.
Perfect.
I just decided I don't like crabs. They're fucking weird.
They're pretty awful, and
Have you ever pondered the
I was
immortality of
gonna
the
say, I
crab?
had a friend who likes crabs, but we haven't heard from her in a while. She might be dead.
This is ominous forebodings.
Pensar en la inmortalidad de el... Oh, I forgot how to say crab.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Pensar en la inmortalidad del... Crabico. I forget what crab is in Spanish.
What is crab in Spanish? I don't remember.
Pensar en la inmortalidad.
I have to look this up.
Canjero?
Yeah. Ganero? No. That's the Bicana. I'm not even gonna try. My brain's not working with me right now. She's fighting me.
All right.
I have a million thoughts per minute going right now. I will say before this battle does go off, I think Timothy is writing a letter to his daughter back on the mainland, trying his best to just lay down everything that has come to pass, and obviously writes in there that he loves her and he's gonna get this done so he can so he can be home with her, and he misses her a lot. And I think what he also does too is that he packs in as basically what money he has remaining, just in the off chance something does happen, and puts it in the letter, and just make sure that he knows, or that she knows, that he loves her very much. And I think as he goes away and gets the letter sent off, he has I think a beat or a moment or two, and he's gonna go try to find Vesuviac.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Vesuviac, in like the day before the battle, would definitely have spent his entire time at the Chapel of All Faiths, or whatever it's called. Prismatic Chapel, or the chapel. And he will most likely be found by Timothy. He would be kneeling in front of a scimitar that he had bought for sacred purposes, as it is still a religious weapon for him, with his holy symbol of Sarenrae wrapped around the hilt, and he's just knelt in front of it deep in prayer as soon as Timothy would find him.
I think Timothy walks in, sees this ritual, and I think has a half second of like, I should leave. This is not meant for me. He's like, you know what? No, I want to see this. I want to see what the fuck this is about. I think he makes himself known by like walking in and sitting as close as he can to the ritual just to be there. He's just watching, I guess.
Vesuviac would pretty much instantly look up as he sees Timothy come in, and he goes, "Come to say a couple blessings before the final battle?"
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if any god would listen to me. I'm gonna be real. You know, with the adventure that we had, I should believe in a god by now, but still never really kind of can like bond all that. No, I actually wanted to come see you.
Oh, well, I'm not really going to be doing much of anything here. Just, he glances towards the sword and, mutters out, reflecting.
Well, I mean, it won't take long anyways, what I want to say. I don't think I've said this to you since, we started dating, but I love you. And I hope that we both make it out of this okay.
Vesuviac nods and looks at Timothy and goes, I love you too. He ends up looking back towards the sword, hesitates for a moment, and then looks to Timothy and goes, have I ever told you about the day that I was turned into a smaller dragon?
You told me about what happened because of it. Or you told me the events leading up to it and why it happened. I remember that conversation very well, as you spilled your guts to me in the middle of a stinky-ass swamp.
Well, on the day that I had my rampage and I tried to burn down that city, when the mages forced that ritual on me and forced me into this lesser form, on the ground where that ritual happened was left a scimitar and a holy symbol from Sarenrae as a sign that I was to be put into her service and that I was not to be free or to be killed. And a lot of the same feelings I had that night are coming back tonight. I'm just worried I'm being forced into yet another decision I don't have a choice in.
I think Timothy, when he hears that, he lets out a sigh, and I think he kneels down next to Vesuviac, and he just takes a beat, and he's like, I mean, shit, man, you're not her lapdog. You're a real person, but what can I say? I'm just a human. You also do have a say in what you do. No matter what she tries to make you do, you, Vesuviac, you have a say in what you want to do. So what do you want to do?
I want to fight.
Then let's fight. Let's show those fuckers that are coming to this town how fearsome you can be. And when it's all said and done, and when we get out of this mess, and we're gonna get out of this mess, including Syl and Zaba, I am actually taking you on a real fucking date. Because we have not had that yet. And honestly, you deserve it through all the shit you've been through.
Fair enough. Well, I'm gonna continue praying here.
I can stay watch if you want.
I guess that's up to you.
You're right, it is up to me. And Timothy's gonna take a moment to sit down, and just like nod to Vesuviac as he keeps staying there just to be with him.
Hell yeah.
Aww,
Oh my god.
so cute.
Oh,
Fuck
sorry.
yeah, grip it and rip it, bro.
Oh yeah, brother.
I am now
Rip and tear
picturing
until it is done.
Zaba and Syl looming in the background as Timothy and Vesuviac go on their date, though.
Yeah, they're gonna be playing the instruments in the background, wearing
it's-
fucking fake mustaches.
Smashing the
I'm
drums.
imagining Zaba and Syl are like Jay and Bob.
Oh my god.
This is gonna end tragically.
It's
See,
like,
now
what-
all-
Syl is Silent Bob because
Uh-huh.
Syl never talks,
Correct.
and
despite
Zaba
being
is
awesome.
Jay, just dancing like Jay does.
See, all I'm imagining now with Syl and Zaba being undercover during the date is just Zaba coming up to us like as the waiter with a fake mustache being, "Can I take your order?"
May I interest you in the croque monsieur?
Do you want an amuse bouche?
Very nice.
Oh my
It's not too late for us to.
Okay, now we
Go
need
find the druid.
we need that fan art. We need
Oh,
Zaba
damn
dressed as a
it.
French waiter.
god. Oui.
It's not too late for us to just plane shift out of here, go open a restaurant on a different plane of existence.
Fuck yeah. Let's
Dude.
make the bear.
Yeah.
Dude,
Gotta go grab
Zaba in
Timothy's
like
daughter.
Ratatouille and Remy's restaurant.
Don't give a fuck if the soup tastes bad. Just get it out there.
All right.
He's the fucking guy who's like, I killed the man with this thumb.
Yes. Oh, that's right. He's the Russian guy.
He's the Russian guy. All right, and there's another thing. Just need to put it into the game.
All right. So, the moment finally arrives. The day happens. The waves are there. A fierce wind blows off the sea, clearing the morning fog. All around the city, birds cry out and take flight, and hounds bay in terror. A low rumble rises above the silence of thousands of held breaths, growing stronger with each passing moment. Suddenly, a terrible screech echoes, a sound of scraping crystal and rock, amplified to an impossible volume. And on that signal, forces emerge from the shadows of trees and fields, beginning their inexorable march to Rumplank's heart. And who is going to defend which district first?
I know Vesuviac is most likely going to be posted up at whatever place has been reserved for like a medical quarter and medical treatment. So my initial thought is that that's going to be the castle at Rosewater because it's the single most fortified position.
And at Rosewater, you also... Most of the people there are the royals and the nobles of Rumplank. But also, there is Harold of Rumplank, the well-known journalist who is there to what's the word I'm thinking of? Not journalize. To report on and to mark down the history of the situation. To document. That's the word I'm thinking of. To document the siege of Rumplank. As it's happening. So the forces kind of muster upon the Rosewater district as waves upon waves crash against it. We're talking about ancient water worms, mobs that have been possessed, that have been possessed by the mages of the Shivering Behemoth cultists, devotees to the cultist lords and squadrons of demons start throwing themselves against the Rosewater districts and its defenses. How does Vesuviac muster the forces to defend Rosewater district?
If I cast a spell here, will that be as if I cast a spell normally?
No. We're just kind of just free flowing. No, it's not mechanically going to do it or anything.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think Vesuviac will, when the attack starts, make his way up on top of the walls of the castle. And as soon as he sees a problem area, he's just going to start raining fire down on those areas, roaring extremely loudly as he's just bringing out his draconic essence. Even though he has the small size, he is trying to give himself a massive presence and hoping that the people within Rosewater who are being defended by a dragon are motivated by that and also try and pull their own weight.
And you start raining divine fire upon the enemies of the Shivering Behemoth and the worshippers of the cult of Rovagug. And you see flashes in the sky as the clouds part, and you swear that you can see the visage of Sarenrae assisting you and controlling the flames and the divine immolations as she helps you usher down the rays of the sun and start controlling and immolating the cultists and the demons that are trying to break down the walls of the castle and break down the barricades that you've put in place to assist the defense. Meanwhile, we're shifting to Zaba, who is defending which district?
I am defending Old Rumplank.
All right. And in Old Rumplank, you had mentioned that you made a sacrifice into the water. And assisting as you made that sacrifice into the water, Besmara answers. And she sends to you a couple of her water elementals to help defend against the hordes in Old Rumplank. And the tides and the armies of the cult of the Shivering Behemoth sends swarms of shale spitters. They send, if you remember those eye oozes, those eyesores that stole, whose eye did they steal for a moment?
Rizurk's.
What was Rizurk's eye? Yeah.
Yeah, because he wore the eye patch after that.
Yeah, and then they start sending, in addition, sending cultist sappers that try to blow up the walls. They start sending swarms of those mantis that you parted the ways in that chasm. They start sending the husk infestations, hordes of shale-born elite soldiers. How does Zaba, who has control of these water elementals now as well, defend Old Rumplank?
Well, this isn't Zaba's first rodeo. Usually he's coming in, so he knows what works and what doesn't. Rather than concentrating on preventing ingress down every route, instead he has taken the time to block as many side routes as possible, essentially funneling every enemy he can down the more main thoroughfares. He's armed himself with the most rough available of the crews of town, the true cutthroats who know where a blade fits. And so I think, would it be fair to say he's probably been able to liberate some cannons?
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I imagine he's got them just kind of pointing down the main roads, and it'll be that one good barrage to tear the shale splitters open. And then it's just a heavy melee in tight streets. Blood and carnage. With indiscriminate loss of buildings is something Zob is fully prepared for. If it means cutting off a route of entry or egress for his foes.
Like that movie 13 Assassins?
Very much 13 Assassins.
Nice.
But it would be blood and violence as long as he's needed. But in the back of his mind, he will be keeping his eyes on the more defendable quarters, the Claw and Barrel Square prominently, in case he needs to pull out of old Rumplank to back somewhere that's more crucial in the rebuilding process of the city.
Nice. And while that's happening, we go to Syl. Which section of the city is Syl choosing to defend? You had mentioned that you're going to the Claw Quarters, is that correct?
Correct. Syl's up in the Claw Quarters. We put up some defenses, a few walls, a few catapults and whatnot, but it's not as strongly defended as other places. And what's the Cheliaxian?
The Chelish?
Chelish. I hate it when it changes that much. The Chelish crew of Lupus is down fighting. He's among his crew. And Syl will observe this and pull out that nice, handy invisibility potion they've been carrying around and down it, looking at their hands, only to realize that this is not an invisibility potion because Saba is a fucking liar. And so they will reserve...
2 books later.
2 books later, finally happened. They do notice, their legs feel stronger. It feels like they could jump further. So they're going to resort to option number 2. They'll jump down, approaching Lupus, who is, of course, wary. He's not an idiot. He's, aware that Syl probably wants to kill him, but Syl will, give him a nice big unhinged smile and fall in beside him, fighting like they used to, just killing indiscriminately, no conscience, no worries, just super effective killing, until finally the time comes that the walls start to crumble, the cultists get in close, and a big chunk of rock falls, ready to take out Syl. But Syl is aware that Lupus is not going to let that be the end. They're much too prideful. They want to take in Vuli. They want the revenge of all of that. And so he shoves Syl out of the way, pinning himself under the rocks. His first mate runs over, the one that tracked Syl down and killed Karanda and killed Ignatius outside of Poppy's cave, and moves to help his captain, help the admiral out from under the rock. Unfortunately, turning his back to Syl, who immediately takes the opportunity to slit his throat, and then moves in towards Lupus, who, again, this is a cunning admiral. He's not taken off guard at the betrayal. He tries to shoot Syl, going for an actual kill shot this time, but Syl's learned and grown and is able to dodge out of the way, taking the shot in the shoulder instead before moving in and finally finishing Lupus once and for all, before moving on through the rest of the battlefield, making sure that each and every single crew member of Lupus is finished off as well. So the quarter falls. It's unfortunate, but it was really a necessary sacrifice. And then Syl will move on, retreating back to Old Rumplank, just as planned.
Right. And lastly, Timothy, Barrel Square or Barnacle Bay?
Oh, he's absolutely in Barrel Square. And I think at this moment in time, we pan over from I think Syl is in the middle of killing another person. And as that knife plunges in, we cut from that, like, plunging in of the knife to the sounds of Timothy running in the street and just yelling, shit, 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 shit. And he is shooting behind him as there are things appearing, monsters that are coming behind him. And he is doing his best to take out some of them that have basically distracted him away from, like, the crew and stuff like that.
Your gun goes boom because when you pull the trigger, guns, they explode black powder and then they
Come on, help me out, fucking Christ!
bullets.
Like, shoot.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You're doing amazing. And he's just, he is shooting his gun off. And as he is doing this, I think another, one of, like, the mindless hordes of people is coming in to attack Timothy from behind. But it's almost like his spirits themselves kind of, like, manifest out and push him out of the way and actually do their own attack. And it's themselves kind of manifesting out, and they have guns on them, kind of mimicking Timothy. And they all of them at once just say, we're with you. And so he looks back and, like, looks to see the people in Barrel Square. These are artists. These are normal people that should have never been to war. And I think as he does that, he casts a spell. And between his two hands, as he put away his gun, he has a banner manifest in his hands. And he looks to the people of Barrel Square that are fighting, that have ran away for a moment, and he says, we may be artists, we may be writers, we may be average people, but we are much more than they will ever see. Show them what makes Rumplank the best fucking town. And he is going to charge on in with the barrier, with this banner, and with Ruby. And I honestly think if Ruby allows it, I think he gets on the back of Ruby and she turns into the full form of the dragon, and he gets the chance to ride a dragon and shoot guns in the crowd, and he helps out, and it's cool as hell.
And as the battle continues, our heroes fight on. The Claw Quarter falls. Barnacle Bay lasts as Wanjik and Tessa Farrowin and Davy Jones fight on. But the forces are just a bit too much, and they retreat inward to Old Rumplank. Barnacle Bay falls.
Quick question. Wanjik was given command of our boat, correct?
Yes.
Good.
But
nobody else is using that.
only Wanjik. Barnacle Bay falls. The Claw Quarter falls. But Rosewater, Barrel Square, and Old Rumplank stay standing. And as Timothy and Peerless Ruby fight back the forces in Barrel Square, Zaba, Syl, and Vesuviac rendezvous with Timothy in Barrel Square at the rendezvous location. And everybody's exhausted, tired, bloodied, battered, bruised. But still, the adrenaline's pumping from the fights. And you all meet up at the rendezvous location. And that's when you hear the march and the laugh as coming down the streets, you see a figure followed by 2 troops of undead. The leader is this person.
I like it. Gross. Yucky. Ew. You're muted, by the way, my love.
This looks like the Colossal Titan from Attack on Titan wearing a scythe.
I was going to say, yeah, Jason, this artist seems to have forgotten to put the skin on this individual.
Yeah, there's very little skin on this man. It also looks like he's got engravings on his tatas.
And the arm and the thigh.
Yeah.
Those runes.
Yeah.
Cut off those parts. We win.
Necromancer.
This individual looks forward, says, "Onward, my troops, to the Temple of Many Colors. To the Temple of Many Colors, secure the temple from enemy hands." And
I know it.
we will end that session for tonight.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be another case where we should have just taken out an NPC.
We're going to fucking teleport. We're going to fucking go back in time and be like, take them out.
Next adventure, every NPC we meet dies.
No!
instantly.
I get the feeling with the way that this guy lost his skin that killing him wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Oh, do we know this guy?
I don't know. It could be
okay.
tied to Colby.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. We appreciate you. We'd appreciate it even more if you shared the podcast with somebody you think would enjoy it and spread the word. Until then, may your party never end.
May your
May your party never end.
Never end.
Bye.
Bye.
The Jewel of the Indigo Isles Adventure Path is copyright 2023. All logos, titles, and artwork are property of Skyscraper Studios and Roll for Combat and used with permission. Pathfinder is a trademark of Paizo Incorporated. The theme music is written and performed by Robbie Whiplash.